Avdiivka in ruins isn't much of a prize, but in a war close to a standoff, it is important strategically and psychologically. Russia releasing video of its soldiers in control. A year ago, hopes were high that Ukraine's counteroffensive would turn the tide in the war. Glory to heroes, these soldiers chanted after retaking one village. But soon it was apparent the two sides were all but stalemated.
The Russians have dug in. They have been able to repulse the Ukrainian counteroffensive, but I think that Ukrainians have taken measures to defend against further Russian onslaught.
The Russian invasion 2 years ago from the north, the east, and the south suggested Ukraine could fall quickly. Russian troops soon occupied large areas of Ukraine, but by the first anniversary of the war, the Russians had been pushed back into Ukraine's 4 eastern provinces. Now, on the second anniversary, little has changed in overall territory won and lost. Russia made advances in Bakhmut. Ukraine retook Robotynya during its counteroffensive, but Avdiivka fell to Russia in recent weeks. Along the 1,000-kilometer-long front lines, both sides are dug in, and that may be to Russia's advantage.
Vladimir Putin flew in a new supersonic bomber this week, signaling Russia is ready for a long war. With additional weapons from allies like North Korea, an economy that is holding its own, and having crushed any opposition, one pollster says most Russians will back Putin in a long war.
They are ready to maintain this warfare for years and years, because in this long-lasting competition, Russia has great advantage over Ukraine.
For Ukraine, when President Zelensky isn't rallying spirits at home, he's abroad making urgent appeals for weapons. But the U.S. Congress is blocking aid, and Donald Trump, if he wins the U.S. presidency, could break up NATO's support for Ukraine, raising the stakes even higher in the third year of the war.
Putin is clearly calculating that this will be the tipping point.
If all-out victory for Ukraine looks out of reach, so does an end to the war on Russia's terms. We expect a big assault soon, says this Ukrainian soldier. On these barren lands, Ukrainian resolve to defend them is unwavering. Ukraine is a beautiful country, he says. That is what we are fighting for. Eric Sorensen, Global News, Toronto.